Hey friends, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Sometimes life throws so much at us. Work stress, relationships, trying to keep up with everything in life, that it feels like we need a manual for being human, right? And managing everything. Well, lucky for us, wise people have been living behind these little gems of wisdom for centuries. Some are so old, but interestingly, they still hit home. So today I thought we would hang out together and talk about these 5 timeless life lessons from philosophers that I really like. These are the kinds of lessons that feel like your wise grandparents whispering through to you. So grab your coffee, tea, or that leftover iced latte from yesterday that you swore you wouldn't drink, and let's dive in. But right before we get into details, if you're new here, take a second to click on that subscribe button right below so that you do not miss out on my future videos. Have you heard of this quote from Marcus Aurelius? You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This was written almost 2,000 years ago, and Marcus wasn't exactly posting it as an inspirational Instagram caption. He was writing this down, trying to convince himself. Think about that. Even an emperor of Rome had to remind himself, hey man, you can't control everything, but you can control your thoughts. Imagine you are sitting in traffic, the kind where your GPS says 11 minutes, but you know deep down it is not true because you're already moved 5 feet in 10 minutes, right? So you can't control the traffic, but you can control whether you're stewing and honking and ruining your own mood, or whether you decide to throw on your favorite podcast, hey, like this one, or call a friend, like something that just like makes you happy and keeps you engaged. Strength isn't about being able to change the world around you. It's about being able to change your inner dialogue. So the second quote and life lesson that I would like to talk about is from Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Well, Confucius lived around 500 BC. And honestly, this line could be taped above every gym treadmill, every rider's desk, and every student's study corner. It's not about sprinting, it's about not quitting. Let's say you want to learn piano. You start off excited, maybe download some tutorials, and you dream of sitting down one day and playing a beautiful piece that makes people stop and listen. But after 2 weeks, your fingers feel stiff. Twinkle, twinkle, little star doesn't sound nearly as magical as you hoped, right? And your hands refuse to cooperate. At that point, it's so tempting to quit. But Confucius would remind you it doesn't matter how slowly you go. Even if you practice for, just like 5 minutes a day, you're still making progress. Over time, those little 5-minute sessions add up. You won't notice day to day, but a year later you look back and think, wow, I can actually play this. The same goes for life goals. Getting healthier, starting a side hustle, repairing a relationship. Progress is progress. Crawling is still moving. Okay, another quote that I like is from Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. How true is this? This one might hit home. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, was pointing out that our brains are like little drama directors. We rehearse worst-case scenarios so many times in our heads that sometimes we have already lived through the bad thing before it even happens. Have you ever sent a text and then stared at your phone like you're waiting for a response in such serious manner, like it's extremely important? Every second that ticks by, you're imagining, oh no, they hate me, I said the wrong thing, they are never talking to me again. Meanwhile, the person is just in the shower. Or before a job interview, you picture every possible disaster, getting too nervous, forgetting your own name, the interviewer, staring blankly while you ramble about your cat. And then you get there, and it's fine. Not perfect, but fine. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. This is basically ancient wisdom saying, stop overthinking. Okay, another quote and life lesson is from Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is one of those quotes that could easily be mistaken for a modern self-help poster, right? But it's from Epictetus, a philosopher from around almost 2,000 years ago. So picture this. You spill coffee all over yourself right before a big meeting. You've got two options. 1. Rage, curse your luck, let it ruin your whole morning. 2. Laugh it off, clean up, and maybe even turn it into a funny icebreaker when you walk in. Same event, two totally different reactions. One leaves you miserable, and the other keeps your day intact. It's empowering, isn't it, when you realize your emotions don't have to be held hostage by, what happens around you. That little pause between what happens and how you react, that's where your power is. Okay, the last quote I want to mention is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Being able to be yourself in a world that wants to make something else out of you is accomplishment. So, jumping forward a bit, Emerson lived in the 800s, and this line still feels like it was written for today's world of social media comparison and created highlight reels. Think about scrolling social media. Everyone seems to be in Bali or somewhere else on vacation, in good shape, drinking smoothies, having fun. And there you are in sweatpants eating cold pizza, leftover from, last night. And that's why it's called. You didn't even, microwave it. And Emerson would say in that situation that the greatest accomplishment is still to choose to be you. The world will try to mold you, to act a certain way, to look a certain way, chase the same milestones. But authenticity, even if it's messy, even if people seem like, they don't show interest, is an accomplishment. I'll say it again. Authenticity is an accomplishment. Okay, let's wrap it up. So 5 quotes, 5 life lessons that are very old but still fresh for us. Control your mind, not the world around you. You have power over your mind. Keep going, no matter how slow. Don't let your imagination torture you. Reaction is more important than circumstance. And above all, be yourself. The wild thing is, these were written centuries, even millennia ago. But we're still not alone because human nature hasn't really changed. We are still trying to figure it out, right? Maybe you walk away today remembering just one of these. Maybe the next time you're spiraling in overthinking or beating yourself up for going slow or comparing yourself online, you will remember that some wise soul 1,000 years ago went through the same thing and left you a little note to help. How cool is that, right? How nice is that? Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope this gave you something to think about and maybe even smile about. If you found this video helpful, send it to someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to give the video a like so that it reaches out to more people. And hey, if you're listening to this while stuck in traffic, remember Marcus Aurelius. You can't control the cars, but you can control your mood. Until next time, take care of your mind, take care of your heart, and keep going.